Hello, and what is going on, you guys? Hyperion-Blue-GT here. Today is round 5 in season 2 for the 2022 series of Gran Turismo World Series Nations Cup on Gran Turismo 7. Today is September 9, 2022 for the 5th round. We're going in to be at Fuji International Speedway for the Gr.1 Class. We're about to get set and take on, but having today's weather forecast will be on the rain. As we go on, begin before on the recap in round 4 on Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya Grand Prix layout with no chicane for the Group 3 class. It turns out that mostly other Gran Turismo players is about to be recommended by using the Subaru BRZ GT300 might be quite very good to take on 14 turns with no chicane included as well. Unlikely to have 16 turns with a chicane included, but also to have the matter of difference between a with chicane or no chicane as part of the August 2022 update. But it turns out mostly every Gran Turismo players did a whole lot of fun out there to be racing on the no chicane session in Barcelona Catalunya Grand Prix. Now we're about to take on in the second part of the halfway mark. We'll have to get set and go underway by using two types of the rain tires. Go with the intermediate and heavy wet. The decisions will be yours. We'll have to do some practice before we will join in session to be in the lobby. So we have 12 laps for the number of players up to 16. Rolling start is about to go prepared without any mandatory requirement with tires and one pit stop available. So it turns out that the BOP/tuning forbidden will be set to be on mid speed. Garage car and event specific car will have to be selected before we're about to go right in to have some difficulties to take 16 turns around in Fuji to be on the wet surface. Better make sure to have the green and blue tires to be highlighted, so just gonna have to be much more careful to avoid using 3 types of tires on the hard, medium, and soft racing compound tires whenever it takes to be well comfortable in use. So I'm about to choose the current vehicle for today's Group 1 car is the Toyota Gr.1 Hybrid 2021 is now at the ready. BOP is about to be setting up automatically, so I have to go with the intermediate racing tires will have to get suitable to be on the wet surface. Just like every Gran Turismo player, whoever can probably might have to take that wet surface to become more challenging rather than the heavy wet. So let's get it on and see how it goes. As always, if you're new to my YouTube channel, go and click the subscribe button, then leave a like and comment at the section down below. Check out the links on the description if you want to see more, and don't forget to click the bell for notifications on upcoming content videos in the later future. Now it is time to get ready to start the race. Let's begin. It's going to be a very tough one, you guys. Racing on Fuji International Speedway for having a rain condition in 40% in surface water. And also to have today's temperature is going to be 75.2 degrees Fahrenheit. After taking a 10-minute qualifier before moving on to take 12 laps is about to be very more difficult to take on 16 turns around on the track. But mostly I ended up on the 12th place by having 1 minute and 42 seconds. It turns out to become very more difficult because many racers are currently using with a Porsche 919 Hybrid, just like last time back from Season 1 in the 24 Heroes du Mans racetrack. So let's get it on and drive safety until we're about to take the rain. The 2022 Gran Turismo World Series Nations Cup is about to begin. Now, for every LMP1 race car are now ready to take on for having a starting grid. Let's go over the players, and here is GT Mike Honcho in first place, Crazy ACN in second place. Third place we have E Rolo Loke is now entered to be on the bronze. Here's Cupcake Boy in fourth place. Fifth place PDX Jimbo 2 is now entered to join in session. It's Waxima in sixth place. Seventh place DRC Benolian is now ready to kick it up a notch. Old and Slow in 8th place. We have K-Man 125 in the Mazda LM55 Vision GT in 9th place. Gridquake in 10th place. We have AC in the Audi R18 2016. And for myself in 12th place, Team UDRS Insportec in the Toyota Gr.1 Hybrid. Instead, switching up onto the intermediates, I should better stay on the heavy wet, so it would be much more fair and challenging to be on the safety measures. Don't forget to have the traction control will be set to be on 1 in case of the wet surface is now in play. 40% is going to be very much more grueling difficult in 12 laps. Let's find out and see how it goes. 3 seconds, and now let's get it on and get prepared to overcome the fear on racing in the rain. Let's do this, and round 5 in the second season for the 2022 Gran Turismo World Series Nations Cup is about to get ready to go safety. Now, for many racers in the Porsche 919 Hybrid takes the head start, other LMP1 race car and a Vision Gran Turismo will have to step up and go proceed on to turn number 3. But also for Team UDRS Insportec, it's having a trouble on the handling, but safety first always comes in to be on the hard measures. In case of the traction control, we'll have to keep it on hold. But now let's try to see how it goes, because it's going to get much more grueling and very difficult for M. Honcho in the lead. I'll have to be the judge for this part of the competition for today's event, but instead, having a hard race in the rain at Fuji International Speedway is going to become more difficult and intense when Porsche 919 hybrids are in the way. So let's step aside, and there it goes. Looks like it's going to be having Old and Slow drop down onto 12th place before Insportec moves on safely to be in position 11. Gotta make sure, you guys, traction control will have to be well measured up onto 1, because the 0 is going to become very brutal to see how the track on the rain surface is going to have to do some hard effort to step it up and kick it up to the acceleration. Now in the clear after taking turn 16 for only 10 racers, including Team Insportec in the Toyota Gr.1 Hybrid. Lap number 2 is about to go proceed without having a fastest lap time to be on the update. Let's make sure lap number 3 will be entered after lap number 2 clear. So here it comes. Take turn number 1 is going to be very much more caution zone to be entered at the hairpin towards the TGR corner. Step down onto 2 and move on into turn number 3 while the racers have entered to be at the 100R in turn number 4 and 5. Hairpin steps up to be on turn number 6 through 7 for M. Honcho in the Porsche 919 Hybrid. Look at these racers go, and they are pushing right into each other and stick it up onto the main game plan. But also to have some hard moments to see Insportec is staying well behind along with Old and Slow in position 12. Position 11 is going to be doing a long time in about 4 seconds. It's going to go increase for AC in 10th place in the Audi R18 2016. But I thought this race is going to be an ordinary fair competition to take on for having a rain condition. Mostly for having a daytime to be much more clear and simple. But the rain is going to be much more brutal and very intense that Prolibrity Digital is going to test us. And there it goes. Yellow flag signal just barely received, and it's Cupcake Boy in the Porsche 919 Hybrid took a spun out at turn number 15 after the nets. Team Insportec swoops in and proceed on to turn number 16 at the Panasonic. That's more like it. Stay safe, stay racing, and stay clean. very much more fine performance, just gonna have to be very more patient. On to lap number 3 and about 9 more to go remaining. Team UDRS Insportec is going for having one overtake at a time by having a patient. Step down and go proceed on turn number 1 in about 4.1 seconds. Now it's 4.5 for AC to be proceed onto the third corner before enter again on the 100R at turn number 4 and 5. But here comes Cupcake Boy to be on the scene in about 2 seconds behind from Team Insportec in a Gr.1 hybrid made by Toyota. Gonna have to stay on the hard right, pull the brake, proceed on to turn number 6 and 7 at the hairpin, and there goes Cupcake Boy in the scene. Looks like Porsche 919 Hybrid in position number 11 will have to take a single attempt contact to avoid caution. So let's go careful on turn number 10 by enter sector 3. 2 Porsche 919 Hybrids accompany, and Team Insportec in the Toyota Gr.1 Hybrid is going to get much more caught up and very trouble to be entered to the 13. So I just really don't want to get psyched out. Just going to have to stay calm and don't get panic. Always going to have to try to stay safely. And then there goes. Cupcake Boy is doing a good right thing by having a clean pass while Team Insportec swoops in after taking turn 15 and go again on to turn 16. But that's not all. Old and Slow is now entered to be in the fastest lap time in about a minute 39.002 seconds. Talk about doing a struggle hard work for every Group 1 race car on the track to be facing up in the rain. So let's step it up and go proceed forward onto lap number 4. Pull the brake and going down onto the apex at turn number 1 in the TGR corner. Splendid work. Now, also for Team Insportec has to stay strong because it's going to get much more fine example to let every Gran Turismo players will understand about safety measures when racing in the Group 1 category on the rain. But I know this is going to be quite giving a fair advantage for Team Insportec in the Toyota Gr.1 Hybrid. Mostly other Group 1 racers, without having a TCS set to be on 1, they prefer to stick it to the 0 that we might have to go expert to see how it goes on. But anyway, let's see how it turns out without having a traction control set to be on 1 instead of putting it onto 0 as well. For instance, this race is going to become very much more over-rev and overwhelmed strategy. That's how Team Insportec doesn't want to have this situation that will be giving a loosen up. So let's kick back up and go with TCS 1, just like from the first season in round 1 at Suzuka Circuit for the Honda Civic Type R EK Touring Car. But yes, it also happens because of the drama going on by having an understeer passing attempt on every S turns in Suzuka. Talk about doing a way down memory lane back from the first round. Now we have M. Honcho to take the lead by beating Old and Slow's lap time in about a minute and 38.558 seconds. He did pretty well, but almost at least for every strong and overwhelming racers to be mastered on the rain condition in Fuji Speedway. But better make sure to have that rain surface is going to be well metered up between ups and downs. Team Insportec is having a little bit far behind and being left out. But I know this is going to have to take some time, but it will might have the first ever rain condition is become most fine, overwhelming competitive for the Group 1 category. Now we have on to the last minute. Crazy ACN in second place to be moved forward by the main progression. Good job, and he is going in to be on the 15th turn by exit the nets and turn 16 to be entered at the Panasonic. Looks like he did pretty well. He did pretty well and solid fine work. Straight away to be moved on, and there goes M. Honcho to press on to be in lap number 6. The first place racer has entered to be in the halfway mark. 6 more down, 6 to go. Alright, just gonna have to see how it turns out, and mostly for other racers to be proceed at the straightaway after turn 16. but except for Team Insportec in the Toyota Gr.010 hybrids. But I mean, it should be better to have an LMP1 category for the next season later on at the end of the 5th round. Talk about having a slow time moment and getting psyched out by many racers in the Porsche 919 hybrids. Clearly that it also takes 39 seconds to catch up to 11 racers until Team Insportec has to be having a risk to avoid having a step down from the 5th round. But it's not giving up yet because it's going to have to take more time and more few points to be received after lap number 12 clear at the end. So here comes PDX Jimbo 2 in 3rd place in the senior, guys. He's coming in and take on turn number 10 to be on the safety measures to stay on track and be exercise caution to go extreme. But after all, because the 4th place driver is about to go for the offense, while PDX Jimbo 2 is now going hard defense to stay steady. 13 on the corner clear, now for turn 14 and 15 at the nets. Let's see how it turns out to see how Jimbo 2 could probably keep it up and take number 16 at the Panasonic to be at the straightaway. Almost at the matter of time, and there you go. Going longer defense and stay on the offense for the 4th and 5th place driver. Presses on to be in lap number 7. So here it comes. It's going to have to take some more time and be very more caution. TCS will have to set on to 0 as well. 46 seconds way up ahead for Team Insportec after taking turn 16 is going clear to be on the main ropes. But also Old and Slow is going much. Oh boy, there it goes. Looks like we have a major problem for Cupcake Boy by pulling the late brake at turn number 1. Instant replay will have to give a good look. Yep, that's how what happens because every corners by giving a much more disadvantage by doing a perfect brake turns into a late braking position on the rain. I have to keep that in mind, and also to have this official online tournament we'll have to do some important lessons about faster and slower racers is going to be doing some much more strategy to be more strategic. But now many racers is now going to be proceed on to the 3rd half of the track to be entered to be on the uphill section by proceed on to the 3rd sector. M. Honcho in the Porsche 919 hybrid is going way faster and going far up ahead to be proceed onto the 8th lap. Crazy ACN is doing well in 2nd place and for 3rd place by the ongoing defense. PDX Jimbo 2 in the same Porsche 919 hybrid is going away from the 4th and 5th place driver at the end of the 7th lap. Proceed forward onto the 8th lap, and many racers to be on the half grid will have to go forward towards the end of the 7th lap. I know this race is going to be very much too difficult for me, but also to have the heavy wet tires is going to be my last chance to do a safety measures during the last race entry. Ever since I just took 2 attempts by having an intermediate rain tires or heavy wets, but I know this race is going to be very much more brutal for me. Just like Circuit de Spa Francorchamps to be on the 24-hour track layouts. But I know this is going to have to take some time and go on to the offensive. But I just really don't want to get too overwhelmed, or just going to have to loosen up to avoid having a panic attack. Still on the main update for M. Honcho's fastest lap time, 1 minute 37.326 seconds is doing much more faster to achieve to overcome the rain surface. And also Gridquake has left the lobby for only 11 drivers left standing around the track. It's all or nothing because don't get yourself rage quit. It's all about having an official online tournament, so don't give up and try to embrace yourself and try to keep it up and stay focused to be on the main objective during the part of the competition race. And there goes lap number 12 to be staying on track to be keeping an eye out until entered to be on the 9th lap. 3 more to go remaining. Now faster racers will have to take some time and be well patient enough to see how it goes. Looks like M. Honcho is going way far up ahead in about 1 minute, according to myself, to be in position 11 for Team UDRS Insportec of the Toyota Gr.1 Hybrid. Added up onto 1 second for only a single minute, and there he goes. Press on to be at the end of Sector 2 to be coming in at the 300R in turn number 9. Pull the brake and step it up to be at turn number 10 through 11 and going up and exit to be at turn number 12. Meanwhile, several racers have currently to be in the middle of Sector 2 after taking turn 6 and 7 at the hairpin. So looks like K-Man 125 will have to step up and go quicker offense to stay safety, to stay on focus to be on the 6th place driver. Now half of the racers have proceeded forward to be on turn number 10, to be dive in, to be on the safest zone, to be on the risk. Come on, you guys. Just gonna have to try to keep up. Wait for me, and gonna have to deal with that turns to go overcome. Talk about having a race with a major traumatized phobia to see this competition for Team Insportec in the Toyota Gr.1 Hybrid. Just to be safe away from incoming rammers in the Porsche 919 Hybrid from last season in the 24 Heroes Du Mans racetrack for the second time after we finish up the Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup to be on the nighttime to be in the daytime. But now, this will be the second competition race for the Group 1 category to take on in the rain. Gonna have to see and find out if M. Honcho will have to go way farther up ahead for Team Insportec to have 1 lap plus. It will might have to give the difference, for instance, as the example. But yeah, I know I'm just being a slow, fast racer to be in the same Group 1 class. But I'm just saying because I know this is going to be a very difficult race, just like the rest of you guys who may have an overwhelming racing tactics to be going underhanded. 10th lap as we go. 2 more to go remaining, you guys. M. Honcho barely got this to be in the bag. He's about to go faster and press on to be at the end of the 11th lap. There he goes. Looks like he's about to go proceed forward to be in the 12th lap. Let's keep an eye out to see how M. Honcho is actually trying to stay on to be proceed onto the turn 1. There he goes right now. He got this. Take on turn number 2 and going straight up to be on the downhill section to enter sector 2 in turn number 3. Gonna have to stay on track and keep it up. Also to have some one last chance for Team Insportec, will have to take lap number 11 to be as the final lap. But you'll have to keep an eye out because the total gap time to go way far up ahead in 1 minute 17 seconds for M. Honcho to take a faster lap to be called in to be on the blue flag. Come on, just gonna have to stay steady, and there he is right now. He's nearly there in about 1 minute and 19 seconds, folks. Proceed on to the 13th corner and take on the nets on number 14 and 15. And there goes PDX Jimbo 2 in second place, while Crazy ACN drops down onto 3rd position to step up and go quicker to be on the main offense. And there it goes. Looks like lap number 11 for Team Insportec, while M. Honcho will have to take that proceed forward in about the end of the 11th lap earlier before enter to be on the final lap. Gonna have to get set up and do everything I can to be much more proceed practice. Final is the official online tournament for Team UDRS Insportec. Talk about doing a most difficult practice ever since doing a hard work racing for every 1 minute and 44 seconds is very much more brutal and grueling difficulty. But that's not all, because it's gonna have to see how mostly other racers to be using for the same or different Group 1 class will have to do everything they can. So now it also comes down to this. M. Honcho takes turn number 6 and 7 at the hairpin. Take a few more gap distance, we'll have to take 1 lap plus for Team Insportec in the Toyota Gr.1 Hybrid. 28 seconds remaining onto AC from position number 10 to be proceed forward to be at the end of the 11th lap until it has to go down to be in number 11. But there it goes. The final lap is about to begin. Let's keep our eyes peeled and wait for M. Honcho to be coming in about a few seconds. Gosh, looks like this race is going to be so overwhelmed for myself. Talk about having a little bit more panic time for me. But not just yet to be at the reaching point. So I'm just going to have to be much more competitive and much more confident to overcome my fear to race on the rain. And there it goes. Looks like M. Honcho takes the win in position number 1. Incredible and much more fine achievement to have this final instant replay. Good work, M. Honcho. Way to deal with the rain and overcome your obstacles to take on every 16 turns in Fuji International Speedway. Now that's a fierce competition in round 5 in the 2022 Gran Turismo World Series Nations Cup, you guys. M. Honcho takes the win and dominate to be in the ring. PDX Jimbo 2 have finished in 2nd place. Crazy ACN has ended up on 3rd place. Many racers have already made it on time to be entered at the finish line. But that's not all. AC is about to have that final stretch towards the end until Team Insportec will have to hurry up in about 33 seconds remaining until the results will be confirmed. Gonna have to hurry up and keep it up. This race is going to get much more brutal and difficult for the United Defensive Reformation Service, who ends up by having a total shame of defeat. I know this is going to be it. The sacrifice will have to throw it away to many racers in the top 3 positions. Alright, looks like that's over, and there you have it. 12th place, but also to have 11th place to be having a clean race is doing a fine, well done. But clearly, not yet to be perfect at least. But overcome your fear when racing in the rain is gonna have to do some more practice and step up to face many opponents. Don't get too overwhelmed, so it'll have to do much more needed helpful tips to do some strategy whenever facing up with some competitive opponents in the rain. So now, let's have a good check on the final result grid. 3 racers in the Porsche 919 Hybrid takes on for doing a top 3 finish for having a fine competition well done. M. Honcho had finished in 1st place, PDX Jimbo 2 had done in 2nd place, and for Crazy ACN has now ended up on the 3rd place by using the same Porsche 919 Hybrid. Congratulations, you 3. You did fine work and successful to be job well done to be racing in the rain in 40% surface water. But not to mention, because different Group 1 category might have to use the same car as many racers. That's how the example might have to do perfectly to become in handy to be raced well in general. But of course it is, because it was a very tough, difficult race for today's event, you guys. Round 5 is a hard and most difficult race to be in a rain condition on the track. But also to have some tough moments because of the dive bombing that we'll have to call out onto the yellow flag will get a result penalty. That's how what Crazy ACN that might have received a negative response because of all the incident that might have some dive bombing. But yeah, it also happens all the time during the competition because of blocking offense is going to have to do some hard work of racing. So better make sure to give some more space and race politely to be much more respectful. Glad this race is over yet. Round 6 will have to go again by having another chance on next Friday. I know how you guys really felt scared about racing in the rain at Fuji International Speedway for the Group 1 category. Faster cars may be quite very good to overcome their fear, and other Gran Turismo players who have barely tried to step up and ends up to be in the bottom row position on to number 11. Just like myself, by using the Toyota Gr.1 Hybrid as my very best recommended Group 1 car to take for the competition. Talk about doing some two choices to be on the intermediate or heavyweight for only one race is going to be doing some hard work at the end of the day. Good thing round 5 is complete and over, so let's move on in round 6 for the event date on September 17, 2022 and next Saturday. Alsace test course for the Mazda Roadster Touring Car, and for doing an outcome for the 5th round is going to be labeled as complete. But yeah, racing in the rain is very much more challenging and more difficult for the Group 1 category. So I had to learn more and try to step up to overcome my fear until at the end of the second season will be over soon. So now let's go back to the GT garage and have myself for doing a 1 roulette ticket for doing a reward challenge. But talk about doing a 6 stars ever since I have received for doing a lot of more filling out with currency credits. Just gonna have to sit back and wait and open up for only 1 ticket at the gift selection. There it is right now, 6-star roulette ticket, engine category. Let's receive and open up to have 1 engine for only a different prize. Alright, I guess which type of the engine is it gonna be? Alright, so looks like it's gonna be a compatible engine for the Honda Civic Type R Limited Edition FKA 2020. Maybe I had to take a good look. Alright, so it turns out to become exactly that I just have 2 engine models. Is the K20C1 Civic 2020 and BYH R8. Very cool. I'll have to keep an eye out for the next day later on. Well folks, I've always been holding back ever since been working so hard on video editing after the 5th round ends. Mostly currently using with the Toyota Gr.1 Hybrid ever since to be used in the 3rd time from Season 1 and Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup at Circuit de la Sarda. Mostly because it's very more powerful and challenging compared to the Porsche 919 hybrids. But I should probably might have to go and get one from the brand Central. It takes over expensive prices to have a Group 1 category to have 2 types of number variation is going to be turns out as well. Here is the next part of the clip that I'm about to show you something that I just received a special surprise. But what's this? Sarah is waiting for me at the cafe. Let's have a good look. I guess today is gonna be my early gift. It's my B-day, of course. Happy birthday, Hyperion-Blue-GT. Happy birthday. Aww. So nice. That was a lovely cake they have. How wonderful. Sarah, spill the beans, so I bake you a cake. So amazing to have this update. Will be received some birthday gifts. So I wonder which car it's gonna be. Wow, the fireworks. No way. They gave me a Bugatti Veyron Group 4? So impressive. First car to be received as an early birthday gift. I'll take that. I am so very happy that I just received my first birthday gift on Gran Turismo 7. Thank you Liberty Digital for giving me a best birthday gift. I'll have to make sure to drive the Bugatti Veyron Group 4 will be on the racetrack at any time. Okay folks, Now it's time to wrap this up before at the end of the video, and I'll have to get started out and do some more practice to be at Kyoto Driving Park Yamagita in the Manufacturers Cup. Thank you for watching on my video in Gran Turismo 7 folks. I hope you enjoyed. Just go subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, and click the bell for notifications on upcoming content videos if you like to see. And don't forget to follow me on any social media platforms like DeviantArt, Instagram, GT Planet, Twitter, and more to see for my own image artwork like UDRS liveries, Total Drama fan art with car liveries, and more whenever you're welcome at any time. I'll be see you guys next time on Gran Turismo 7, and I look forward to see you again in the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean.